computer right there.
No, really.
A mirror. Hey guys, this is the pre-show.
Oh, hello.
Well, hang on, you're not. Is that you? Are you 3?
Maybe.
Yes, you are. All right. Throw that down there. Mobcrush is streamering. In just under 8 minutes, we will be joined by head of creators Phil Ranta here at Mobcrush. I need to bring this down.
Can I move this?
I'm gonna play with that. You want to pop the camera off?
Yeah. The camera off?
Hey, hey, hey! Hello, hello! Warrior. Hello from Russia, or hello Russia from Los Angeles. Let me see if I can't make this camera connect in 7 minutes when we do actual show things.
Oh, this is high tension, guys. Is he going to do it?
Yeah, we
Should
just got
count
a new
down
tech package.
from 7 minutes?
No, that's really obnoxious.
Oh.
Where's the other?
How am I sounding? Do you know?
I do. You sound good.
Okay. I don't know. Is my jacket rubbing up against it?
It is a little close to your clavicle area, so I would put the mic on face. Like,
can you do it?
Let's do this. Damn it. This clip doesn't want to do it. Okay, good.
Cool.
Just keep it. Make sure it doesn't.
I'll let you keep an
got a
eye on it
weird
because
loop
I
to
literally
it.
can't see it. So I'll let you keep an eye on
a
it.
broadcaster's loop, and it is like inverted. Phil's gonna come in and be like, "What is this?
What
crap?
is that?
What is going on with that?" I meant to warn him that we were going to do like a 10-minute pre-show, and then he was just going to end up walking in on it. Alrighty. And I've already skipped several checklist items like posting this on the Discord. I mean, I posted it this morning.
Why don't you post it now?
I will. Come to my channel, Ryan. No, we're doing an epic tech show today. I'll tell you what that's
We're very
about.
professional as we stumble with wires.
No, okay. All right.
6 minutes?
6 minutes until the show. Yeah, we'll be doing Streamers Corner, which is a streaming show about streaming for streamers with streamers streaming.
What?
Streams. I'm going to take these off. I don't need to hear myself anymore or you.
But that looks so professional.
It does. It looks good. Who's there? What's going on?
No,
Oh,
that's
it's just
okay.
Grado trying to get Nerf guns. Okay, Nikki.
Yes.
Is there an open? Put it over there.
There's one right there.
That's
Oh, I can
not
put it
really
over
the idea.
here.
Since that camera's gonna most likely go that way. What it do? How do it? What it do is wait, where?
Too many.
That doesn't plug where I thought it would plug.
Too many
we
plugs.
just got these
Too many plugs.
Canon chumpies. These are the XA15. We literally got these 10 minutes before we started, so I have not familiarized myself with all of the doodad areas. That's the technical term. The flippity-dippities.
Where are you
DC
from?
in. We're in Los Angeles from Mobcrush Studios.
Whoa.
We're on the Mobcrush channel, right? We are.
Are we?
Should we check it?
We should check it.
All right, let's check it.
Check it, bro.
But I mean, that chat is from Mobcrush. Ryan Motter with the Fat Dragon. Hungry
Oh,
Dragon.
look at that. Front page.
Nice. Nice. That's how it goes down. We will be interviewing Phil Ranta about 2019 goals for streamers. So if you want to grow your streaming audience, your channel, create better content and stuff like that, we will be talking about you today, talking about you to you today and the days to come, the weeks to come, every Wednesday. On Friday, Nicole and I are going to sit down with Gibson the intern and Andrew.
That's a full name.
Gibson the intern.
He's
not actually an
Gibson.
intern. That's just his last name.
Yeah,
Gibson
the intern.
And we're going to
Weird,
Super
but
Smash.
people are naming their children these days. Am I right?
Yeah, Sienna. Oh man, I got to do all this timestamp stuff.
You don't want to do it
I
now.
don't want to do that.
Do it later today.
I
have
wanted
to
to
do
use
it
this
first.
camera. How do I bypass this?
No, you should.
I can't even.
Because then you're going to be wondering how to set it up later.
Yeah. So you guys going to give us tips and tricks on how to grow?
Yes.
Yeah. Today we're specifically going to start out talking to Phil about creating realistic goals and things like that for your channel. But yes, we will talk about tips and tricks to grow. and create quality content and equipment to use in the coming weeks and stuff like that. Better content, oof, that hurts. Okay, I need to stop fooling around with this so that I can get you guys a chat room over there.
Would you like me to move? Am I in the way?
There's the man now. So I forgot to warn you, Phil. We're going to do like a 10-minute pre-show where it's live, but not considered the
we're
show
going
itself,
to. We're
so
doing it right now.
Settle in.
Oh, you're on right now.
Yeah, so we are on right now. Grab a lav.
Lav it up.
Sit on down. This is the man of the hour. Hang on. Ooh, look at that stinger. That's nice. That's what it's going to be. All right, back to this. And that's it right now. So
sorry.
Chat room for you guys.
Chat room for me.
Let's just do it on here. This computer has been acting.
The mouse or the computer?
Yeah, like that. I wonder if it's just that Chrome is.
I really don't understand that mouse.
It's just a mouse,
but
and
it's
then
sideways.
Turned it on its side.
But why?
For gaming.
But what advantage do you have?
I feel it's a more natural. Yeah, it's an ergonomic.
Trying to get rid of that carpal tunnel syndrome.
Yeah. Okay. This whole setup is not doing what I wanted it to do, so
That's
I may
fun.
just give you the iPad to reference, because you guys don't really necessarily need to hit the chat room.
Right.
I'll keep an eye on that.
Okay.
And just be like, blah, 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 said blah, blah, blah.
Maybe that would be better anyway.
Okay, that's fine for now.
I need an audio check.
Unless you're, I'll do it on the fly as well, but I have a basics level for Nikki having checked it. But you're there, so you could say stuff and I could hear it in a second.
Okay.
Yeah.
Check.
That's great. All right, what are you doing with that?
I'm just looking at this again.
Okay. Oh, you want that chart?
No, because I've memorized it. It's fine.
Okay, you could have your laptop if you want.
No, it's okay.
It's all friendly here.
No, it's not friendly.
1 minute.
No, I plan on this being a very aggressive interview.
Oh.
I feel it's very tough.
A lot of gotcha journalism.
60 Minutes who?
We might both get fired after this.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Cool. So, yeah, we have like a little 2-minute spiel, 5-minute thing that we'll do. And then
Perfect.
We'll pitch over.
Love it.
And Nikki will come join you on the seat.
Right on.
On the
30 seconds.
Uh-oh.
The hot couch.
The hot couch.
Can we get a sign?
Say what now?
Can we get a sign that says
The hot
couch?
Can we rebrand the show to Hot Couch?
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
Hotcouch.com. Buy
Can
it.
we get like either a couch sponsor or a fire
Don't go to
sponsor?
hotcouch.com. I guarantee it will.
Sponsored by
Nicole's microphone levels through the roof.
Uh-oh.
All right.
It might just because I have a bad habit of like increasing my volume every once in a while.
All right. I will once we're past this intro portion. Oh man, we should be starting.
Oh my lord.
I will maintain control of that whole audio scenario as best as I can.
And I will try to control my volume as best as I can.
You don't sound hugely loud to me. That's a technical term, right?
Hugely loud.
At the last stream, there was a little buzziness, though.
That's this mic.
Yeah.
Oh, that mic's
Yeah.
not. Okay.
Yeah, I've isolated it to that exact thing. It's not the cable and it's not the box.
So the mic is blown?
Mic.
Bummer.
We'll fool around with it
I don't
later.
know. Yeah, we can take a look at it and see if we rattle it enough.
Right. There we go. Shake it into submission.
But yeah, that is what the issue was. Okay, ready for this?
I'm ready.
All right. What's up, casters and streamers? I am Sam Proof. Welcome to Streamers Corner. We're gonna squish in. A live streaming show about streaming. I've been streaming since 2005. I now work at Mobcrush.com as a creator success manager.
And I am Nicole Hawley. I also work at Mobcrush as an office and production assistant. And I will be manning the chat room along with Sam.
Don't read that. That's a lie. I'm going to be manning the chat room because you're going to be manning the interview. It's true. It's true. Let's talk streaming.
Yeah. Oh, we can say it at the same time. Yeah.
Oh. 1, 2, 3.
On 3 or after 3.
Let's talk
streaming.
Perfect.
Nailed it.
Okay. Today we will be checking in with the live chat room audience throughout the show. So if you have questions, hold on to those for like the dedicated breaks to that. And at the very end of the show, we'll do a straight out Q&A. So if you have like for real issues with Mobcrush, I can try and handle those then, or you can go to mobcrush.com/support and send in a ticket. And remember, you can watch us live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Mixer, and Mobcrush Wednesdays at 3 p.m. We'll also do a game show on Fridays. And eventually you'll be able to catch the podcast on all the regular podcast places. This is our pilot episode. Our guest today is our very own head of creators here at Mobcrush. He previously worked at Studio 71 and Fullscreen. You did a little jaunt at Super Deluxe.
A little bit, yeah.
Phil Ranta is going to be sitting down with us in just a few minutes. First, Mobcrush updates, streaming news. Yeah, so we got some cool things planned for 2019. I think I can talk about it a little bit. The Mac app, which so many of you know and love or have downloaded and been like, I can't log into this, is finally going to get the love it deserves. So look for updates to that Mac app at the end of the month, hopefully. Hopefully sooner, because I'll use that thing.
Yeah, it's coming.
Yeah. And, it's there it is. There it is. See this? This is for those of us who use OBS. You no longer have to select
Stream
Mobcrush.
to Mobcrush,
You
correct.
do not have to. So we're trying to kind of make our way to being compliant with those who have exclusivity deals to like Twitch and things like that. You may now use Mobcrush direct.
Which I think is really wonderful.
Platform. Yeah.
Because, I mean, a big part of our company of Mobcrush is making creators successful to the point where they
For
can
sure.
get exclusivity and everything
Yes,
like that.
and I think what we're going to talk about today, which is setting goals for 2019, if you do this right, the result will be getting an exclusivity
Yes.
deal, a partnership deal, something like that on Twitch or another platform.
Right.
Although, is Facebook exclusive for gaming?
They've
Gaming
got some
is,
exclusive.
but
They
Level Up, I
have
don't
some
think
people under
is.
their belt, definitely.
Yeah. And then the one that doesn't have exclusivity, Mixer just dropped these new stickers. I had to point these out because they are cats. And I run the kitten cam, so you can go in. Unfortunately, the kitten cam is down right now, but you could still go into our chat room and spam it with those cat stickers.
I love those cat stickers. Which one's your favorite?
I think I like Business Cat.
Business Cat's my
Business
favorite.
cat. It's
Yeah.
good. I kind of like the cat and the bread.
I mean, that's your traditional cat meme. Yeah,
Oh,
I think
yeah.
that is the, yeah. I feel like a little awkward about the angry cat.
Yeah.
Because, like, clearly it's a take on Grumpy Cat, but it's not, because they couldn't license it, probably.
Those eyes.
Right? Yeah, I mean, that's what that is. I love Mixer's whole thing with they release new stickers. I think it's like every week or two at this point.
That's really good.
Yeah, it's a really good time. Any other news, Nikki? Oh, coming up.
yeah.
So Friday we're going to play Super Smash.
We are indeed.
For those of you who are involved in the last PUBG tournament, another PUBG tournament is coming on the 19th here at Mobcrush. We'll be doing a little something special for The Walking Dead final season episode 3. I'm going to make Nikki sit down and play that with me.
Something I'm not looking forward to. I think we talked about this a little bit before.
If there's ever a snake game, you can get revenge.
No. Everyone I feel like has a little bit of an irrational fear, right? And mine is zombies. I'm terrified. I love horror movies. I love going to like Halloween Horror Nights and all that stuff, but I can't do zombies. So naturally, I will be playing the new Walking Dead game when it comes out.
This is going to be such a point of contention because I'm such a zombie fan to the point where I created a podcast called Pizza Games and Zombies.
I want to know more. I mean,
I love three things in my life,
pizza, games, and zombies.
and I'm all out of pizza games.
Oh no.
There is a bizarre amount of games that are also pizza themed, which is pretty cool.
Well,
But
that's what I
sidestep.
thought you were doing, like games centered around pizza.
Pizza and zombies, right? No, so the whole podcast was we would play a board game. We'd have like a celebrity guest, like Matt Mercer, who went on to do something called Critical Role, whatever that is. And we would review a local pizza place and then just fill in the blanks with zombie talk. So we'd have like a zombie topic every week, like, you know, what's the best place to hang out in the zombie apocalypse? Not Costco, because that's where everyone's going to go.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
So what did you say?
I think I've changed my opinion several times, but the best answer we ever got was Jonathan London from Geekscape said he would like shimmy into the walls of his own house, like create some sort of
Nest.
space there so that the house would look unoccupied and he could just hide there but still be home. I was like, yeah, that seems like a good move.
Yeah.
But then you have to get food somehow. All right, anything else?
No, I think we're ready.
We are. All right. And again, please feel free to ask questions throughout the show. We will try and get to those during the breaks, or if they're relevant questions to the topic at hand, I'll pitch them over to the guys at the couch. And we'll do a Q&A at the end for any more support-related questions. But you can always go to mobcrush.com/support or join us on our Discord, where several of the members of the community can help you out. That's discord.me/mobcrush. We'll get a lower third in the future. So save those questions. And now, I already read this in my, I improv this part here. And now we're going to jump over to the couch with Phil Ranta. Da, 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 da.
Hey, yay. Should I share this feed out on my Facebook? I probably should, right?
Wonderful.
Not to be the guy who's using my phone while I'm on camera, but I'll be that kind of jerk.
Is there a way we can hook this up now?
Yeah, I will get that set up.
Right now we're looking at a paused Mario Kart game. This is Mount. Sorry, I just elbowed you.
Oh, that's.
I
You
apologize.
know what? I'll forgive you.
I know what I can do.
Yes, this was the game I was in with our intern Gibson. Gibson the intern, as we were saying, as we refer to him.
He's one of the characters you'll see around Mobcrush's programming.
Do you want to see yourself or do you want to see the chat?
Oh, chat would be cool if we could.
Let's do that. I might be able to do both.
Whoa.
I could do that.
All right, live now is what I'm saying out to my Facebook friends. Cool.
So we definitely do have some like more streaming related questions, but now
Perfect.
I have a question: is where would you go for a zombie apocalypse?
Oh man, I was prepared for digital media questions. I wasn't prepared. How about this? I'll give you my bad answer as somebody who hasn't thought about this a lot. I think I would go to like a camping store.
Okay.
Because I feel like I agree. Too many people would go to like a Costco or a mall or a Target, but a camping store has like the dried foods that, hey, there we are. We can see ourselves. They have dried food that would last a long time.
Right.
Guns, sleeping bags. The one that in Santa Monica has a upstairs and a downstairs. So maybe I'd take everything to the upstairs, destroy the stairs, and then I would just live as long as I could. Once I run out of food, I'll just die. I'll just starve to death.
Better than becoming a zombie.
Yeah, I don't want to get eaten.
Yeah.
What's the point?
No. Okay.
Well, that's my time. Thank you, everybody. Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
OBS quit unexpectedly.
That's okay. It's the wrong computer.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Wrong computer. Phew. The Streamers Corner, we're already learning about tech support. So.
Which is something we're definitely going to go into a lot
totally.
later, more academy and everything like that.
That's good.
So we can go into the topic that we're going to do today, which is specifically SMART goals, which I actually didn't know what SMART stood for. I thought it was just
scalable, measurable, attainable, relevant,
and
time bound.
It's really sad as I've written SMART goals in decks for like the past 15 years of my career, and I couldn't remember the last two.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard. People know like anagrams.
Oh, yeah.
Anagrams.
Anagrams, yeah.
I went to college.
Acronyms.
Yeah.
Acronyms.
Acronyms. I knew it started with an A.
Man, it's early in the morning. We all just woke up here at Mobcrush. Everyone at Mobcrush sleeps in one big bed, and we all just woke up, and now we're trying to catch up.
That's exactly what happens.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mobcrush culture.
Yeah, totally.
Definitely.
No, it's actually a good topic because I've been working in digital content for 13 years now,
Right.
and one of my big pitches to creators that I always work on is, if you want to be a professional creator, you got to create like a professional, which sounds obvious, but a lot of that is like building like a business, right? Setting real goals, putting in the appropriate time, make sure you stay on a schedule. So, yeah, this is a good. Thank you, DF Founder, for hosting us. We appreciate it.
Oh, thanks.
So yeah, this is a good topic.
So you mentioned it briefly, and I know Sam kind of mentioned it when he introduced you, but can you give a quick TLDR of your LinkedIn resume?
Let's do this. I'll start in early in college, and I'll go through it quickly. So I spent 3 years in college as a computer science major. Decided that I wanted to pursue my true passion, which is film. And then I graduated in 2005, where I kind of knew a little bit of programming, knew a little bit of filmmaking, and that was the year YouTube launched. So could not have been out in the job market at a better time. So one of the first things I did is I had a pilot that I was shopping that sold to superdeluxe.com. It was a comedy show called Party Animals, which was like Reno 911, but for the college, like incoming freshmen. Tim Robinson, who was the star of Detroiters, who was on Saturday Night Live, was actually one of the stars of that show. Nice. So that ran for a little bit, and then I was the executive producer at a company called Viva Vision that did content for mobile phones, pre-smartphone, and Verizon's VCast, which was like cable on your mobile phone in the early days. And then I was one of the first employees over at Fullscreen, which was kind of the birth of the influencers, like having people manage YouTubers. I built that team there, worked there through acquisition by AT&T and Chernon's joint venture Otter Media, which is now part of Warner Media. And then I went over to be chief operating officer at Studio 71, which was kind of very high-end talent management. So we worked with like The Rock and Lily Singh and Rhett and Link and a bunch of other big creators. And then about a year ago, I joined Mobcrush to help grow out the creator network and creator value proposition here. So,
so to say at least, you work with creators, like, and worked with them for how many years?
Yes,
now?
I worked on the creative side, which involved a lot of working with creators for the first half of my career, and then the second half of my career, I say it like I'm going to die tomorrow. I mean, like the first half of my career so far, I spent making stuff with creators, and now the second half is mostly like managing creators or managing the managers of creators.
So you've seen like creators go from just starting out to being like big,
yeah,
right?
I'll give you some examples. Studio 71, Logan Paul, we started working with him when he was still a Viner.
I don't know if I should thank you for that, but okay.
You're welcome. Roman Atwood, he was still a prankster, and we helped him kind of get into vlogs and all of that. A lot of like smaller success you might not know, but like Damon and Joe, we started working with them very early. Guava Juice started his channel within Studio 71, so we went from 0 to star. So got to see the whole funnel, and I've also gotten to see it the other way around, which is people who are big stars, which I won't name their names, but the people who are big stars who fall.
Yeah, exactly.
So I've gotten to see the whole cycle from, I've even gotten to work with people who started getting famous, got famous, and then stopped being famous, and I got to work with them through the whole funnel. So.
Right. And I think that whole process of seeing someone so high up like, can be really, really daunting.
Oh, yeah.
So I think when we're approaching SMART goals for 2019,
what
I want to hear from you is how can we make that, as one of them is, achievable?
Yes.
So not saying I want to have 1 million followers, I want to have an exclusive deal. Like, what can we actually get started on?
This is a big question, but it's something that can be done. And I'll give you an example of how it can be done. Like Shane Dawson, early OG YouTube star.
Definitely.
Last year won the Streamy for Creator of the Year, Best Series.
Yeah.
And that's, 12 years into making stuff on YouTube. So a lot of times YouTubers are or streamers are on any content platforms. It's kind of like 3 years getting famous, 3 years famous, 3 years falling.
Right.
The reason why that's true is because that's the cycle of a trend, right? Like, some of them go faster, like fidget spinners was like, burp, burp, burp. But if you're talking about like unhealthy cooking shows, right? If you look at like Epic Meal Time, it like becomes popular over the course of 3 years. 3 years having virals like crazy, and then 3 years kind of finding your own. The reason why that happens is when a trend is growing, people start catching on and saying, oh, this is a trend. A lot of people pile on, but you're a market leader, right? So then you can sustain that for 3 years. Then the market gets so saturated, if you're doing the same thing over and over again, you start going down, right? And that's why the smart creators, the Phil DeFrancos and the Shane Dawsons and some of the other people who have been up there for a long time, their career right now doesn't look anything like their career did 5 years ago.
Right.
And
it's adaptability.
Right, exactly. You have to be able to like look at the market, know your brand, and be able to pivot within your brand, right? So if I'm going to do an attainable goal, I would say, how do I find incremental growth? And if I start seeing that incremental growth slipping, how do I either surround myself with a team that can help me grow it again, or be able to be self-reflexive enough to look back at the whole thing and say, I'm Phil DeFranco, and I am doing like news.
Yeah.
Wait a second. News isn't cutting it for me anymore. What's big right now? YouTube drama stuff. Okay, great. If I take my news branding and I refocus it on the YouTube market, maybe it can kick me up a notch. And then it does, right?
Right.
So being able to like churn out those experiments, be brave, and assess the market and see where you fit, that'll keep you going up.
And what do you think is the best way to assess that market? Is just absorbing content?
Live it.
Live it?
You gotta live it. Live the market.
Yeah.
No, it's really true. I wish that there was an easy kind of catch-all, but the thing is, if it's something that, say, a news publication's writing about or is on TubeFilter, then everybody knows about it and everyone has the same idea you have, right? You can have a unique enough voice that it's like when fidget spinners started getting big, I went out to maybe 30 or 40 clients within Studio 71 and said, this is how your brand would work into fidget spinners, right? That doesn't work for everybody, but it worked for them, and a lot of them saw a big boost with it, right? Like with guava juice, we sold a guava juice fidget spinner. Right? We knew that we could jump on that trend, sell a lot right away, and who cares if it goes away in 2 months, right? We jump on that. But a lot of it is like, look at what's trending, look at what the popular kids are doing. Don't do exactly what they're doing, but think about like what you can learn from what they're doing. And a lot of that is as simple as what are people clicking on right now or what's cool. And then see if there's a way you can do it. Right? Like when the Harlem Shake hit, this is a bad example because it's old, but when the Harlem Shake hit, a lot of people said, oh, I get the formula of the Harlem Shake. The music kind of builds and you're doing something very mundane, and then the music drops and you're in the same mundane scenario, but you're wearing different clothes and you're dancing like crazy, right? There was 1,000 bad versions of that where people followed the exact pattern. And then there was a few good versions of that where people took the pattern and subverted it and put it in their own voice, right? And if you're able to do like the Nicolas Cage Harlem Shake where you superimpose, or like Lauren Francesca did where she did like a bikini Harlem Shake in the snow in New York City, like that's a take on it that's interesting, right? So,
Now, specifically with live streaming, is it kind of the same thing with trends and everything like that?
A little bit. So, game streaming is best to compare to YouTube in 2008. So, if you remember the early days of YouTube, there was really one format, right? And that format was Lonely Girl 13, right? Which is like, I turn on my camera, I talk directly to my camera.
No editing.
No editing. And it was compelling because it's the first time you could hear people talk about their day and find them. There was some people like Smosh who were doing sketches, but it was mostly in that kind of like charming because it's low budget and I won't say crappy. It was purposefully
homemade.
It was cinema verite.
There we
go.
I would say it's the reason TikTok is working now or Vine works.
Yes,
it's the same thing, but now it's shorter.
Agree. Yeah, it's like it's going back to the filmmaking roots, and it feels more authentic and it's interesting, right? So a lot of that comes from somebody sets the tone of the market, and then everybody piles onto that tone of the market until something comes along and evolves it. And right now, game streaming is I'm playing a video game, and me as myself am playing, and I'm commenting over it. For the most part. That's most of it. And the reason why is because the kind of forefathers of game streaming, right? Like they were just the same window, same setup, same game. You're starting to see people eke in a little bit differently, right? You're starting to see, I forget his name, I wish I had it, the guy that dressed up like a pirate and plays pirate games.
I don't know, but that sounds fantastic.
It's amazing. Or like people who are like setting specific goals for themselves, like can I get 100 wins? I'll even put giveaways in this bucket, right? You didn't see giveaways as much on Twitch, right? But what you're doing is saying it's a crowded market, and I need a compelling reason for people to click on me rather than them. Right? And if you're Ninja, it's because you're so entertaining. If you're a speedrunner, it's because you're so good. But if you're you, what makes you different, or how can you stand out? And I'll give you one little one. Why do you think so many people have blue and pink hair on Twitch?
Oh, it stands out when you see it,
right?
And they look more interesting.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It looks more fun. It looks like a thumbnail you want to click on, right? People, when they're surfing social media sites, become animals. They're going back to their basic instincts, and it's the same way. There's a whole psychology behind billboards, right? When people are driving, how do I make something that's going to catch their eye? How does their eye scan over it, and how do they remember the message? It's the same way when you're looking at a feed of Twitch streamers. Now, it might be because, like, I know Ninja, so I'm going to click on Ninja, but if you're not known, it might be because of your pink hair. Or it might be because your title is, I'm not going to eat until I win a round of Fortnite.
Yeah.
And when people click in, you're reminding people that this is the game that they're playing.
Right.
Or there's some people that like in between matches will like draw pictures or something. Like, what makes you interesting and different? How do you exemplify that in your title and thumbnail? And then how do you fulfill the promise when they come in? If you focus on that, you're going to start seeing faster growth.
Right. And a couple times you've mentioned like branding.
Yeah.
So like making your brand.
Yeah.
When you're first starting out, like that word seems really professional and daunting as just like a single creator who doesn't have a team.
Totally.
So how do you go about making your brand?
You have to know yourself.
Oh, no.
This is the creepy thing. So I did stand-up comedy for a lot of years. And when I was doing stand-up comedy, a lot of it is your stage character, right?
Right.
Your stage character might be a heightened version of you, but it's always a version of you. Likewise, when you're making content, you need to know what makes you interesting. And a lot of that is what you like to do, because generally if you're exhibiting joy, then the people who are watching are exhibiting joy. And then figuring out how to lean into that, right?
Right.
So it could be as simple as like, I'm somebody who, let's say I like to play video games that are scary because I like feeling scared and I like to jump, like you with zombies, right?
Yeah.
Maybe the fun part about it is like, because they're zombies, you know that it gives you a big reaction and that big reaction brings you joy.
Right.
And watching you have that reaction brings the audience joy.
Right.
So how do I lean into that? And how do I develop a brand around that? Maybe it's like, maybe I'm doing Horror Game Tuesdays, or maybe it's like, maybe I only stream at night and I do like the after dark, like creepy time 3 a.m. streams, right? You can start to develop the brand around it that way. And hey, what's going on? I see people starting to comment.
What's up,
That's
Phil?
cool. Hey, my mother-in-law's on there. Hello.
Hi.
But yeah, it's about developing your brand around joy. So once you do that, then you start realizing that your audience is having a good time because you're leaning into what you like to do. And you're having a good time, so you're not going to burn out as quickly.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and I'm sure you get asked this question like all the time. What is then one of the most common things that causes a burnout for someone?
Oh, yeah. This is a bad one. The number one thing is hard to tell people not to do. But if you're a social media influencer, you can never be famous enough. There's no end time. You don't win Instagram one day, right?
Right.
You can never be rich enough because you'll always be looking at the person next to you and saying, well, I'm making $1 million a year, but PewDiePie's making $15 million a year, so I need to make, right? And if you have the mentality of, I always needs to be bigger, greater, more, then you'll notice that you're starting to create 80 hours a week. Or even worse, you're creating 10 hours a week, and then you're spending 70 hours a week being guilty or trying to be a celebrity, right? And you need to understand self-care. You need to understand how to make sure you're creatively fed. Like, go to a museum, spend some time watching other people who you like their content so that you can see why you like their content. Like, look at the market. I think that people, and it's the same way with burnout and regular jobs. Like, I know personally there's been twice in my career where I have burnt out. Where I've got to the point where I'm like, I know I'm not doing a good job at work. I know I'm not pleasant to be around at home because I'm not doing life properly, right? And YouTubers are pressured index. They feel like they have to do everything. So clear out your brain. You don't have to do everything. What are the things that are keeping you monetarily afloat? What are the things that audiences are responding to? Maybe your audience doesn't like Twitter. Maybe you don't need a Twitter profile. Maybe you can just shut off your Twitter profile. What do you lose? Your audience isn't liking you anyways. It clears out something from your brain, right? Maybe Instagram is just not resonating. Who cares? Get rid of Instagram. Not every gamer needs Instagram, right? It's great if you have it and it is resonating, you're making money, but you might not need it, right? So if you kind of can build your life, I always tell people that if you're working more than 40 hours a week, you're probably not working the right way as an influencer, right? So when Ninja released that article saying, I stream 75 hours a week, to me that was a nightmare. Because what that's signaling to every kid out there that wants to be the next Ninja, they should be doing that, right? But you shouldn't be doing that, right? Because you don't need to be Ninja. You can have a really good career doing 40 hours a week smartly and then finding time to keep yourself away from burnout. So, yeah.
I think definitely one of the things that happened was on YouTube, daily uploading became a thing. So daily vlogging, and I was just like, every day I have to upload, every day I have to edit, and I think that contributed to a lot of it.
Oh yeah, and just the YouTube algorithm started feeding into frequency posting, and YouTube has now seen that and acknowledged that. And look, this is one of the things, if you're also chasing the algorithm, you're going to lose every time too. It's like, you need to be aware of the algorithm and what's working so that you understand why there's peaks and valleys. But if you're spending all of your time freaking out about, I've lost views this day or that day, you're going to burn out faster.
Right. So how do you balance originality and then also keeping with trend? So you said, like, giving a twist on something too. Yeah. But you don't want to do something that's too out there, but you also want to keep on trend. How do you balance that?
That's a great question. This is the thing, right? Is it's still a creative medium.
Right.
And if you're literally doing what other people are doing, you might find some fame. I know some people right now who are big YouTube stars who I watched them do it. They got in with a group of friends, saw that they were making a ton of money being YouTubers, and they started doing exactly what they were doing, and they built an audience around it. That's fine. You're never going to have that kind of diehard audience. You're always going to be a lackey, which might not be a bad thing. But if you're willing to take creative chances and come up with original ideas that are spins on the, like, you never want to just do the Harlem Shake. You always want to do a version of the Harlem Shake that's a little different and fun. That's when you're really going to find, like, the diehard audience, right? Because what the goal of all of this social media thing is not just how do I get the view, right? It's about how do you get the view and then turn that viewer into a subscriber, and then turn that subscriber into a fan, someone who's checking back regularly, and then turning that fan into a super fan, someone who's going to transact and go to your shows and buy the t-shirts, right? Right. And if you're optimizing for the view, which is what you're doing when you're copying someone exactly, then your fans will leave you very quickly. Because you're like everybody else. If you're showing a creative voice that's different in the market, then you might get people addicted to you, right? Casey Neistat, Cyanide and Happiness, right? I'll even point Shane Dawson. Like, he used to do, like, Weird Al versions of music videos that were pretty gross and kind of offensive. That was really different at the time. Everyone started doing that, right? And then all of a sudden he started to become like the Getting Real podcast guy. Then everyone started doing that. Now he's doing docu-series. Now everyone's doing that. He was always ahead because he allowed his creativity to kind of drive him a little bit. So,
I think with live streaming, it being such a relatively new compared to YouTube way of expressing yourself, I think it might be a little hard to find that creative way to go about doing that. So do you see any trends of, like, you put more twists on? So I know we talked kind of on gaming, but on IRL streaming. That kind of allows you to do a bit more, especially if you're used to kind of a YouTube space, right?
Well, one of the big trends is IRL, right? So, and this has become a big point of discussion within the kind of talent management in the digital space thing, because a lot of people are saying, well, gamers don't make their money from IRL. And gamers don't make their money from Instagram, and therefore gamers should double down on Twitch. And to me, that's a very narrow view of things, right? Because if you're always optimizing for where the market is now, then when the market shifts, you get left behind. Like, I'll give you another example. When Vine started taking off, if you looked at the top 10 Viners, there was one YouTuber in there, Daystorm. Right? Everybody else was new. And it's because most YouTubers went, oh, this Vine thing's picking up, but they don't monetize and YouTube does, so I'm going to lean back. Daystorm got in there and started getting in with the Viners, and because of that, big boost. Bigger on YouTube, bigger on Vine, right? It's because he started assessing the market and looking at the trends and then moving faster, right? So if you're somebody who's a gamer who's like, I'm making pretty good money on gaming, I'm going to do Let's Plays and my face sits in the lower corner, I'm going to play PUBG and that's fine. You're missing out on this huge potential of, like, what's going to be the next hit game? What's going to be the next hit framing? Like, how do I show people all of me? And my, Instagram is, gaming on Instagram is growing, and you see people like Ninja, who's got 12 million followers on Instagram, and you can sell Instagram like crazy. Brands love Instagram in a way that they don't love Twitch as much yet, right? Like, how do I stay ahead of it so that when the big dramatic shifts do happen, I'm already supporting it, right? And you don't have to place your bets on everything, but, like, look at the markets that are doing this. And if you're riding the markets that are going up, you might have some failures in there, right? You might have been one of those people who's like, VR is everything. And then you might have gone, yeah, maybe not. And you can back off from that and say, sorry, like, there's no chances without chances of failure. But if you're somebody who's who's looking at the market and focusing on where it is, you can place very specific bets, right?
Right.
To me, the idea of going IRL and showing people parts of your life is the way to build deep fandom, because it shows that you're not just a gamer, you're a real person.
Right.
And gaming lifestyle brands will start caring, right? Another big trend I'm saying, which I kind of touched on a little bit earlier, is like knowing how to make your stream into a show.
Okay.
And it's not me playing PUBG and let's see what else is on and clicking around and blah, 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 which will work if people like you enough. But saying like, all right, today I'm going to try to get 5 kills, right, in Fortnite, or I'm going to try to play 10 games of chess at once. I actually saw someone doing that on Twitch the other day. Like, he was not good at chess, but he just had a bunch of open windows at chess and like challenged a bunch of people to play and just was going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and like making quick decisions and going, because he had like a 2-minute counter on each one.
Yeah.
It was some compelling video.
The brilliance there is you get at least 10 viewers.
Oh, totally, yeah. Oh, 100%. It was brilliant too. But it's like something where it's saying, oh, you don't want to watch the other chess streams, you want to watch this chess stream because I'm doing this other thing, right?
Right.
Or we see a lot of people doing this on Mobcrush. When I first started last year, Pokemon Go was still doing really well. On community days, there were people who were doing community days from specific locations. That was some compelling content. They were able to do like face on camera using our Android Mobcrush app, and they were like, I'm in Central Park, and it became like half travel vlog, half Pokemon Go community day vlog.
Right.
It was great, and it was great because of this much context that made it a show. And at that point, how are you that different from like diners, drive-ins, and dives?
Yeah.
You're just doing a travel show instead of food. You're doing a travel show with Pokemon. You know?
Definitely. What about you, Sam? Any questions?
No,
I
spaced out on the communities, and I was like, oh, that'd be a great idea. We could do like a whole segment here where we just give people like a mission every week.
Oh,
and then next week we, take it in and like review the footage. Like everyone, we talked about pizza earlier, so go to your favorite pizza place and send me footage from, your stream.
Yeah. Well, I still think, and it might be good to put out to the community. We like to be very transparent with our creative here, and we're called Mobcrush. And we were thinking of doing the hashtag flash mobs, where people go out with Mobcam and do something fun at a specific time on a specific day, and see if we can kind of build a community around doing something fun and random.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm totally in on that.
I think it'd be great. And maybe one of them would be like, go to your favorite pizza place and like have brag about why it's the best pizza.
Oh, no.
Yeah, totally.
I like trash pizza.
Do you like trash pizza?
Yeah,
like the not quite deep dish, not quite thin crust?
Like
the
Domino's.
See, I would argue Domino's is not trash. And there's a couple reasons
Really?
why. Right.
Oh, and Gibson the intern is agreeing over there.
Yeah.
Pizza Hut's not good.
I'll agree with that. Well, my wife likes Pizza Hut, so I had to whisper that. But
Oh.
first of all, the garlic butter crust is the best fast pizza crust. Second of all, I like to get chicken tenders with my pizza or wings with my pizza, and they have boneless tenders where they put pizza toppings on top in Domino's. And that is the best side dish in fast pizza.
What toppings do you put on it?
Right. They've got the mango jalapeno one that I love. And it's really good. And it's like
We're truly
cheese.
living in the future.
Yeah, we are.
Truly living in the future.
It's about as unhealthy as food gets. I'm probably going to die quickly because of my addiction to Domino's.
But worth it?
Worth it. Yeah, I'll take it.
Question mark?
Worth it.
Hooray!
Yeah.
Question mark?
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
All right,
We should do a mukbang stream too.
Oh, I'm very down with that.
I don't even know what that is.
It's a South Korean format that's been around for a while,
okay.
where it's like an eating talk show.
Do you even Trisha Paytas?
Right.
No.
I'm disappointed in you, Sam.
By the way,
too?
Google Trish Paytas Experience. She's launching her own brand.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
She's also posting Hamilton covers, and it's everything for me.
Oh, I love Hamilton covers. It's an addiction. Yeah.
We'll get Nikki on one day to just do all of Hamilton.
Oh,
I think
oh
that
my
would
God,
be a
in one
hard arm to
sitting?
twist.
Yeah.
Just one person.
I was
doing
an
Hamilton.
orphan bastard.
No, I wanna
son
do,
of a
like-
whore and a Scotsman.
Yeah, I got some licensing on that probably, but
Oh yeah, that's probably
probably enough.
Lin-Manuel
That's probably
Miranda's
enough.
watching right now being like, lawsuit.
That's okay. I met Lin-Manuel Miranda, and we're like friends basically.
Did you?
So I did.
Did you see Mary Poppins Returns?
I did.
It's delightful.
It's just a fun
Mary
time.
Poppins.
It's just a fun time. Fun time.
Yeah, I agree.
And Dick Van Dyke makes me so happy. So
Yeah, even though he is so old. Like
So old. But do you
painfully
know that he
old,
actually
but can
got up
still
on
dance.
that desk and tapped?
I believe it.
That's actually what he
Yeah,
did.
when he was at the Golden Globes the other day, he was still reasonably spry.
But did you see everyone, like, because there was that time where the camera, like, went over to him.
Yeah.
And he was just, like, frozen.
Yeah.
And he wasn't blinking.
Right.
And all of a sudden I saw on Twitter people, like, posting, like, can someone check on Dick Van Dyke?
Right, because Dick Van Dyke, especially early in his career, like he's talked about this in biographies and stuff.
Yeah.
He drank himself under the table.
Oh, yeah.
Like he was drunk every day on the set of
Yeah.
Mary Poppins, and the guy could still move like that. Tripping over the ottoman was because he was drunk.
Yeah.
He
And
was
Dick Van
not-
Dyke Show.
Yeah.
That.
Which is my favorite show. I love the
Right.
Dick Van Dyke Show.
But he was able to go there. Alcohol. This is a terrible. I'm setting a terrible example. But like the fact that
strayed
he
a little
lived
bit.
that long and
Yeah.
lived that hard is a miracle.
Yeah.
It's a miracle.
But he straightened himself out. And,
Right, yeah.
That's a lot of it.
Yeah, I don't think he's that drunk now.
Mary Poppins.
Yeah, exactly. He was friends with Mary Poppins. She was like, "Don't drink alcohol."
Like that.
Yeah.
Phil, what aside from live streaming sites, what social media and sites do you think live streamers should be paying attention to this year?
It's a good question. I think it depends on the audience you want to reach, right? I'll give the world's most boring answer for me. What I care about working on the business side of this industry and trying to like find money for creators and get educational resources, I'm a LinkedIn guy. So people will oftentimes say, "You hypocrite, you're going out and telling people how to do Twitter and your Twitter feed sucks." And I go, "Yeah, I don't care about my Twitter feed. I don't care about my Twitter feed so much that I follow 11,000 people because I don't read Twitter. I follow because there's a better chance of them following me back, right? So I'll follow everybody. I don't care. Facebook is just for friends and family. Instagram I post on once a week because those audiences aren't meaningful to me. I keep it up so that I can kind of see what new features are launched and try stuff out. LinkedIn, on the other hand, like I work that website. I work the like optimization on it because I have people reach out to me and say, "I want to sponsor game streamers. I see you talking about it all the time. Here's some money. Like go do
Right.
it," right? And that's valuable to me. So if you're a IRL streamer who's focused on cryptocurrency or brand marketing, LinkedIn, right? If you are female lifestyle fashion or somebody who's trying to really work stories, where it's like documentary throughout your day and you also want to have a good conversion story, you're on Instagram. If you have an older audience, mostly like mothers and kids, you're going to want to go on Facebook. If you are a blowhard, flame war, want to really mix it up, you go on Twitter, right? If you're somebody who's into kind of next level interactivity in gaming, I think Mixer is even better than Twitch for some people.
Ooh, that's
I know, shots fired, but it's true. Like if you're looking at something where you want to have sparks and you want to like incentivize people around donations and you need more donations in order to fit your format, or you're doing like a game show where you need that interactivity and you're starting from nothing, Mixer.
And now you can send a sticker with a cat with his face
That's true.
in bread.
Yes.
You can't do that on Twitch,
Totally.
I think.
If you're starting from nothing, then
You'd have to create your own custom emoji to
But
set
you don't
that
have to
on.
do that
Yep.
on Mixer.
All right.
oh yeah, like frankly, and I'm pretty bullish too on the kind of startup social network things. Like when Vero first launched, I gave it a try for a couple weeks because if you can find one where it gives you more engagement when you're nobody, then why go to the big one where you're in a sea of content when you might be able to establish yourself as the star of the little one?
Right.
It's like you can't be a NFL player without being the captain of your podunk high school football team at one point. I'd rather start as the captain of the football team and then go to the NFL rather than being like, "Hey NFL, come! I want to be on the Browns."
Yeah.
Well, maybe you can be on the Browns, but shots fired.
You're feeling spicy.
Oh my gosh! Why did I say that? Sorry, Ohio viewers. I apologize to that. Luke is asking if he can ask a question.
Should we move to audience questions?
Sure. Yeah, we can
Yeah.
move it. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Ready?
Fire away.
Questions, guys. Someone had asked a question earlier. Ryan Monner asked, "How can I sponsor myself because no one is watching my live streams?"
I've actually got an answer for that, right? So first of all, if nobody is watching your live streams, it might help to do a little bit of self-marketing, right? And self-marketing can be as simple as ingratiate yourself to a Reddit that's relevant, or to a subreddit that's relevant to what you're doing, or a community that's relevant to what you're doing, or a message board, and then start getting them to slowly start watching your stream. So you can build, like you want to build on the It's like politics. You build on a grassroots level, and then you can continue out from there. But you need that grassroots support first. You can't just, if you build it, they will come. If you keep streaming and you're not actually spending some time trying to reach out to a community or build a community, you're going to be streaming into the void forever and then hope that something goes viral, right? So that's a good place to start. Second of all, once you start getting a little bit of audience, you can sponsor yourself. Don't wait for sponsors. There's lots of affiliate marketing to do right out there. Join Magic Links, join Amazon Affiliates program, have a cool t-shirt, and then try to sell that t-shirt, right? It doesn't have to be a t-shirt with just like your channel name on it, because you need to have a super fan to do that. But like, take a picture of your dog and try to reach out to passionate dog communities, right?
I'm a passionate dog person.
Right, totally.
I am the community.
Yeah.
I mean, there's all of those like t-shirt of the day sites like Teespring and Ripped and all those where they have like, you can buy a $12 t-shirt and then try and sell it on your stream.
Totally. Yeah. Sponsor yourself. Why not? I mean, that's the thing is when people say they want sponsorships, what they are, most of them are really saying is, I want you to pay me a flat rate to do a shout out, and even if my numbers are terrible and the brand is losing money from it, I want my money. Well, how is that fair to the brand?
Yeah.
The brand is still spending money. You owe something to the brand by doing that, right? So the smarter way to do it is to prove that you're worthy of sponsorship. And if you can do that, then that's how you build real brand relationships. Yeah. Luke asked a couple questions.
Yeah. So first, he asked, what do you do for a living? And second, I'll answer this one. Who is that guy behind the camera? Hi, I'm Sam Proof. I'm running the ones and twos. But back to Phil and Nikki.
Right.
There.
What do you do for a living?
Do you want to answer first, or do you want me to answer first?
I work at Mobcrush. I am an office and production assistant here.
Yeah, totally. He's asking for Mixer, so he might know that we're not streamed through Mobcrush, but we're from the Mobcrush head offices right now. I'm the head of creators, so it's kind of a term that's pretty broad in scope, but I oversee kind of community management, Sam with the creator success stuff, kind of creator journey. So from the second they join their first app all the way through, like, what are the value propositions we're building for creators, and trying to figure out how they integrate with brands and our business development teams. Yeah. That's the very dry answer. The cool answer is I play video games all day and they pay me for it.
You really have to top it off with the finger guns.
Yeah, I do.
But the thing is, you're not even just finger gunning, you're also shimmying.
Right.
That adds a whole other thing.
That's the Steve Martin Wild and Crazy guys. I'm sure Sam knows what I'm talking
curl
about.
on it from, was that Wanted? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like, fling it.
Right.
But yes, Wild and Crazy Guys, I get that reference.
There we go. Perfect.
I don't.
A reference older than Nicole.
Yeah.
I think that's accurate.
Yeah.
Late 70s?
It would have been because he did it on Saturday Night Live a few times after he came out with his Wild and Crazy Guy album.
Yeah.
When I got rejected from prom, I did finger guns.
There we go.
Yeah. That's my lasting legacy.
Like, will you go to prom with me? No.
And I said, he said no, and I was like, just kidding.
There we go.
And I walked away.
And he went, no, you're not. He went,
yeah.
oh, no.
Anyway, live streaming.
Right, anyways, with the live stream. I think another good example of something like, I would like to also emphasize that this show itself, to get meta, is an example of something that people can do at home. If you can game stream and you've got your face on camera, why not share what you know and care about, right? It's it feels like this is something where it's like, you don't always have to be playing games, right? You can, heck, you can even be like just having other people's game streams in the background and just be like commenting on those. Like, I think it's good to look outside of the, I want to play video games, so I'm going to sit down and play video games and occasionally make a comment and then say, where's my money?
Yeah, with that expectation and everything like that.
Yeah, exactly. If you're doing it for money, don't stream. I'm dead serious. Like, if your goal is to get rich, go to college and get a job. Go be a doctor. Or if you're somebody who doesn't have the money to go to college, you don't need to have the money to go to college anymore. Go work at entry level at some place that has good upward mobility potential and work your butt off and make it, right? Like if your goal is to be ninja, there can only be one ninja. You might not ever get there.
Yeah.
If you find a lot of joy and passion, and if you know that 3 years from now you might not be making a full-time living and that's okay with you, that's when you should be streaming. And those are the people that are going to get rich and successful.
Have you seen American Meme yet?
I have seen it.
It's on my list. I haven't seen it. I was hoping to watch it this weekend, but it's a new Netflix documentary that goes into a little bit of what we're talking about.
It's really sad.
Of the obsession with numbers and getting followers and everything like that, and what it does to a person.
What's crazy is I've worked with about half of the people that are in that documentary, and for how sad a lot of them came off in the documentary, in person they're a lot sadder.
Oh, God.
And I think it's because when a camera is on a social media star who really cares deeply about their stardom, it's hard for them to turn it off.
Right.
So when the camera's on, they're immediately like, you know what, things are tough, but they're always positioning. It's like being a politician. They're always positioning, so they need to have their agenda focus, right? And what they're unwilling to do is say, like, you know what, I wake up in the morning and if I have less subscribers today than I had yesterday, I don't get out of bed. And that's the truth of a lot of social media stars.
And this kind of goes back to what we were talking about before, where you're saying like making sure you're checking in and self-care and everything like that. That goes into it, right?
Oh, yeah.
How do you get yourself not to obsess over the numbers?
It has, like, you should be doing it because it's fun.
Right.
And if you're looking at your followers and views as a scorecard, then you're not giving your best to your audience, right? Because at that point you're so obsessed with what do they want, and I'm going to do it through the lens of what do they want, that you're no longer putting your 100% creativity and self out there, right? Like, I'll tell you with a lot of certainty, the biggest YouTubers in the world, they care about subscribers and views, but the best ones are ones that understand there's going to be peaks and valleys and are always pushing themselves. I'll put Shane Dawson in that bucket. I think he's number one in terms of that. Like, Shane Dawson is somebody who has made big, daring pivots over and over and over again. And that is hard when you're famous.
Yeah.
If you're making millions of dollars a year, changing your whole brand around mid-year, like the fact that he would go on Project Greenlight and shoot a movie, that takes some guts. Because you're taking away from a surefire $1 million to go push yourself creatively. That's why he's lasted, right?
Yeah, exactly. All right, we have any other questions going through? Anything?
I think that's it for that. Thank you for joining us,
Thank
Phil.
you, Phil.
Yeah, it was good to be on here. Thank you for
We'll
having
stick
me.
around behind the Q&A for a little bit if anyone has any other questions that pop up. And
Can I do a quick plug?
yeah.
Go for it.
Follow me on LinkedIn, linkedin.com/in/Phil Ranta.
Oh.
I know, right? That's a weird one. But for those of you that are watching who want to know more about the streaming business and the business, that's where I post all of my kind of think pieces and stuff. So if you want to learn more about the business side of streaming, I talk a lot about it on LinkedIn. So
Very cool.
yeah.
Cool. All right, we do have one last question.
Okay.
Ryan Motter asks, is Mobcrush a good place to start? I would say yes, especially if you're not already established on any live streaming place, or you've kind of killed that bridge. Like in my case, YouTube is dead for me. Mobcrush is great because you can multicast out to all the different platforms and see what happens. In my own case, I created a kitten cam. We'd been on YouTube until I found out about Mobcrush, and then I put it out on everything, and they added Mixer, and I was like, what is this? This is just more Twitch. And I was like, it cost me 5 minutes to set up a Mixer account. Actually 10, because it's overly complicated for some reason.
They haven't fixed it yet.
I did it. I put it out there, and our growth on Mixer was huge because we were the only pet cam on Mixer. So I think Mobcrush definitely will give you an edge to find out, where you might fit in better.
Can I go a step further on that?
Yeah.
Mobcrush, as a company, we're focusing on value propositions for the long tail and mid-tier creator. And there's a reason why we're doing this, right? Is because in the market, once you become a big streamer, there's a lot of exclusivity that's getting thrown around, and there's kind of an acknowledgement that you've already kind of built the tool set and support team that you need in order to do everything except for sales. So our sales team will still help you, but in terms of our tool set, it's very hard to find helpful things for large creators, right? Whereas where we see a huge hole in the market is smaller creators and mid-tier creators don't know how to grow, don't know why they're not growing, don't have free technology to help them cross-platform stream, don't know how to manage their chats. They don't, like some of the other things that we're launching is like, they don't know what platforms are out there. They don't feel supported, right?
Yeah.
Those are things that the platforms can't focus on, that we see a huge opportunity to go out to everyone and say like, hey, we're going to help you grow if you're new, and we're going to help you sell if you're advanced.
Right.
So.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good thing. I think it can be intimidating and everything like that, but especially with what we're going to be doing, these weekly broadcasts, with Streamers Corner and everything like that, we are here as a resource to use.
Right.
And our purpose really is to help you succeed in everything.
My mom just said kitten cam ? Yeah, how do you, mixer.com/
mixer.com/cuteavalanche. We're Cute Avalanche on any of the platforms.
Right.
That is the one I would push people to.
So mom, go check it out. It'll be great. Mixer.com/cuteavalanche.
And they are actual foster kittens that we take in from shelters through a rescue we work with, and then we adopt them out to loving homes.
Aww.
Nice.
Yeah. All right.
All right, cool.
Cool.
Well, thank you again so much for
Yeah,
coming
of course.
on.
Thanks for having me. This was fun.
Yeah.
Great.
All right.
All right.
Good stuff.
I'm going to throw it back over we're going to keep it up live, but that's the end of the interview portion of the show. And we're going to run over to this. What was that?
Oh, a mutual friend of ours commented on the video.
Okay.
You've been alive for me.
Oh, yeah.
It froze on your face.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
It's fine. I have it on this other computer. But yeah, if anyone else has any questions about Mobcrush or things like that, I'll be here and Nicole will be here. We can answer those in 5-10 minutes, and then I'll cut the stream completely. We will be back next week at the same time, 3 p.m. Pacific Standard, as well as Friday we'll be doing some games. And in the future, we've got the PUBG tournament on the 19th. On the 16th, we'll be doing The Walking Dead Final Season Episode 3 game release. And then Kingdom Hearts 3 on the 29th. We'll be doing an epic marathon that Nicole has graciously accepted the gauntlet of a 24-hour stream.
I'm so excited.
Dun, dun, dun.
So excited.
Are you you worried about that at all?
No.
You're just gonna do it.
Yeah, I'm excited. I don't know.
All right.
I like torturing myself.
Okay.
It's very healthy. My therapist loves it. Wait till I tell her about this.
Great. Yeah, we'll figure out what time we're gonna actually start that, and then run it from, and then get back to you guys on all of that. All right. This is the Q&A one. Melanie Ranta says, I'm there. Is that in relation to the kitten cam?
I believe so,
All
yeah.
right. So yeah, we don't have kittens right now. We've been checking every day with the rescue that we work with. California recently passed this new law where pet stores can't actually sell like purebreds anymore. They have to get cats from shelters and rescues. And I'm like, I think we got competition now.
That's like a good kind of competition.
It is a good kind of competition. Yes, that is true. All right, should we just end it?
I think so. I think we're good.
All right, well, thank you for joining us, and we will be back next Wednesday and this Friday, 3 p.m. See you then.
Bye.
Say goodbye, Nicole. All right.